Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. John Mulaney tickets coming up just after 8 o'clock for Wrigley Field. Those tickets go on sale this Friday, but you get them free and first from Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And Friday, by the way, brings our live broadcast. Let's freaking go! At Alexander's Cafe, and it's from the Karis Group, which is the Karis Restaurant Group, sponsoring God Bless the Gravy this year, which we launched on Monday. It's our 5th annual food drive for the Greater Chicago Food Depository, and we're about at 15,000 meals right now. Pretty good start here this week, whereas we get that number from you donating. Every dollar you donate leads to 3 meals. They can turn it into that. They're magic. And you can donate by texting GRAVY, the word gravy, to 312-591-8300. And this is the only time of the year we really ask for something like this, or donations, because it legitimately helps. It's a perfectly incredible organization at a time when we talked about the federal government shutdown, and some people are losing those food benefits through the government as we keep going here longer and longer. So it's never been needed more with inflation. And I just want to read something serious here first from one of our listeners that just donated $10. I said, every dollar counts. And Paul donated $10, and he said, Brian keeps saying if you had a good year, donate. Like I would joke around saying if you had $5 or $500, maybe you had a good year. He said, well, I had a terrible year. The worst since the pandemic, in fact. I barely got by week to week, but we do have food on the table always. And God Bless the Gravy reminded me that sometimes, and someone else always has it worse. Someone has my problem, but they also don't have food on the table. That crushes me as a father. Every dollar matters to me, and lately there hasn't been anything left at the end of the week, but there's been a few bucks, so that's why I'm donating $10 here to help. I mean, man, come on.
That's awesome.
That's incredible, Paul, and that's what it's all about. I mean, we know that a lot of us out here, including us in the room here, are struggling at times with what's going on in the economy and the world. But there's people that have it worse. They don't even have food on the table, and that's what God Bless the Gravy is about. So $1, $5, $10 makes a massive difference. It really does. So you text GRAVY to 312-591-8300 to get a link back, and then you can donate what you want.
You can also donate on Q101.com. You'll see a link there if you're like me and only do money stuff over the computer, not the phone.
Yeah, nothing suspicious there.
Well, are you ever really on a computer? Don't you go to Q101.com on your phone?
I'm a laptop guy. Love being on a laptop.
All right. So if you're okay, that's a good point, because if you're work listening right now, you would Q101.com it.
Yeah, you got a link there. You can donate there. It's easy. Again, I don't have money tied to my phone. I don't want money on my phone, but I got money on my laptop, and I can donate there.
I only have money on my phone. I don't know where else it is.
Yeah. How's the money on your laptop?
Well, I can put in a credit card that goes into my laptop.
Oh, my God. That's like, what? You're going to be there for like a year.
But...
what's your mother's maiden name?
No, I just...
The code, the expiration date, all 17 numbers, a barcode. I'm like, forget it.
But if I'm going to spend money, I need to put myself through all of those hoops to make sure that I want to spend the money, which in this case, what a pleasure donating to God Bless the Gravy. I'm going to jump through all those hoops, but I have limiters for myself.
Yeah, maybe...
Give me a face ID,
I don't have any face ID. I don't believe in that.
Yeah, but they have it anyway. They got your face.
I know, but that's for me to toss and turn at night about.
So somebody just donated anonymously $25.
Everyone's trolling you now. It's totally anonymous on purpose.
If you're new to the show, I always say the best part about charity is being recognized for it.
Getting credit for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And,
Brian's other life, he was a politician. So.
Yeah. When you show up to the pearly gates at the end of your life, you're going to come with receipts. God, I did this, this, and this, just so you know.
I need a track record.
He's going to be like, I heard.
Yeah. You think I'm going to remember all the good stuff I did by the time I get up there? No, I need those receipts. I don't think
it's going to be that hard to keep
track. It's a whole bunch. And listen, you can donate anonymously if you want, but I want your name on it, because there's so many bad things out there on the internet. Put your name on something good, like donating $25, which again, we're over 15,000 meals donated. And
that's in 2.5 days, by the way.
It's a lot.
That's incredible.
Yeah, we're trying to get 120,000 meals we did last year in the whole drive from till Thanksgiving, so we can easily beat that. And I would go to your boss actually and say, look, how about that we had a good year. The business did. We did. So $1,000. We had a lot of businesses don't drop 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 last year, and that makes massive differences. And we give you huge shout outs on the air for the next month and a half if you're
Kenzie
a business.
will give you a new slogan if you're a business and donate. Kenzie has come up with a few jingles already this week, and she'll do it again.
You're welcome.
Do you remember what you did for RHS retractables?
Do you remember the name of the company?
See, I need a better jingle.
Because I thought it was BHS retractable.
Yeah.
No,
It
it's
was.
not. No, it's not. It's. Well,
It is. I know, because it was part of my jingle.
it is BHS retractables because your jingle was.
BHS retractables, no BS about it. They'll get your retractables up.
That was it. That's why I remember now because that great clever jingle. No BS.
You're welcome.
Yeah, they dropped over $1,000 this week, so we appreciate them, and they donated last year a lot too. Now, here's another part of it that makes it easy for you to help. Super easy to help out God Bless the Gravy. Show up to our broadcast this Friday, 6 to 10 at Alexander's Cafe in St. Charles. That's this Friday, 6 to 10 a.m. Why, Kenzie?
So this is very exciting. It's our first time doing this. We wanted to amp it up. Like, how can we be bigger? And the Karis Restaurant Group, amazing because they own Rookies, Village Squire, Old Republic, and of course, Alexander's. The breakfast spot made the most sense for the broadcast. So that's where we're going to set up camp because, they're open.
Thank
We thought
God.
that would be a good idea. So you can come, have coffee, have breakfast, have lunch. 10% of the bills during our broadcast and the entire day, by the way. So if say you can't show up till like 9:30, 9:45, don't worry about it. Your bill, it's still going to go to that. 10% of the bill is going to God Bless the Gravy, which is awesome. The more you eat, the more you order, the more that you help. So bring your kids, let them order off the adult menu instead of the kids menu. Help people out. You got this.
The kids can order an entire turkey. A 4-year-old can eat an entire turkey out there for breakfast.
I hear they're not carting. If a little kid wants a mimosa, go for it.
Yeah,
It all helps.
drink them if you got them. Go do it. And we have a lot of great stuff to give you during the broadcast. Besides our usual tomfoolery and what the show is, we're doing the full show out there. But we'll have Chicago Wolves tickets, as we've been giving away in Clash with Kenzie. So for their Halloween, this is one of the greatest days at the Allstate Arena with the hockey game and how they do up Halloween. Plus, John Mulaney tickets for Wrigley Field that we're giving away in just about 10 minutes. For that, they go on sale Friday. Now, this is something you can't buy. All-time low guaranteed entry passes every hour, and that will be for our Halloween show a week from Saturday at 115 Bourbon Street with all-time low. It's free. We told you that. You can just show up and go. But Bourbon Street is massive. But the amount of people texting in, calling in, downloading the free tickets, it's going to be packed out there. Guaranteed entry will make you feel like a VIP. We also have Everclear Local H and Sponge tickets for November 2nd at Talia Hall.
That show is sold out, so the only way to get in is to show up to that broadcast and win those tickets. We'll also have Art Alexakis from Everclear on the show next week.
That's amazing. During November 6th at the Metro, the Mars Volta, November 14th at the Salt Shed, the band Cameo. Camino's not going to be there. It'd be cool if Cameo showed up. Camino.
Who knows? Anybody can.
November 20th at the Salt Shed, that show is. Plus a whole bunch more stuff. We have, all of our merch, and we're going to be having our competitions. Kenzie, did you purchase the cowbell yet?
I did.
You go ahead and you hit the cowbell?
I had to do Amazon because I needed it fast because you guys, I brought it up earlier, but you guys didn't go for it till today. So I had to do Amazon. It's arriving tomorrow.
I don't feel like we said no to the cowbell.
I kind of did.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Wait a minute. Absolutely. You both looked disgusted yesterday when I brought up the cowbell.
I'll defend Case saying I'm not sure he looked disgusted, but I did. I think
You
it's
definitely did, and you told me to gobble instead.
that's all
A
on the
direct quote was you gobble like a turkey instead of doing cowbell. How about you just do that? And I said, I don't want to do that the whole day. And you said you don't care.
all that's correct what she said.
Yeah.
That's the exact transcript of
You
yesterday's
told me to
podcast.
gobble.
And she did. And I like the gobbling. Kenzie gobbling was more soothing to my ears than the cowbell.
But I ordered the cowbell. I ordered the cowbell with the drumstick.
Yes.
Because I said you want a cowbell like a real bell, which
Yes.
is kind of what I wanted.
Yeah.
But you didn't spring for it. So now I have to do cowbell so you look like Will Ferrell on top of the chair every time.
You look just like him right now when you're doing that. Yeah. Yeah. All that was right, and the cowbell will be there if you donate. On site, you can show us on your phone that you donated. We have a lot of prizes
And I will
that
give
way.
you more cowbell.
That's right. But just by eating, you're donating 10% of the sales. The great Karis Group at Alexander's Cafe is going to donate to God Bless the Gravy. And not just during the broadcast. We understand we had a guy compete in trivia today who's been up for like 15 hours doing his job and probably going to go home and pass out. We understand there's sometimes you can't make what we're doing. And so if you go there and eat later in the day, they'll still donate 10% of the whole day's receipts to God Bless the Gravy. That's going to add up to a lot. I can't wait for that.
I know. It's going to be amazing.
So a lot going on. It's all at Q101.com. Join us this Friday in person, Alexander's Cafe, St. Charles, for the party.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And yes, for Tina and Brookfield and everybody else, those John Mulaney tickets coming up in just about 120 seconds. We just talked about God Bless the Gravy, the food drive, and the broadcast that's happening this Friday, 6 to 10 a.m. Join us. You know, you've been to our broadcast for Cubs home opening day, and you've been to our broadcast for St. Patty's Days that are legendary. This is a third one in the mix, and we love it. Going out to St. Charles, going to you. So come to us and have a good time. And Kenzie bought a cowbell for it. I wanted her to gobble, but I don't remember the conversation exactly.
Oh, you don't remember? Because Lydia texted and said, LMFAO, I was listening yesterday when Brian told Kenzie to gobble.
How dare you check in and take her side? How dare you?
You said, how about you just gobble?
We have an unspoken agreement on the text line. You never take Kenzie's side. Gaslight her
What?
until the end.
I can't have this in every aspect of my life.
Sorry that's going on at home. It's going to go on here, too. Boy, we just got a slew of donations, too. We appreciate it. And all these donations came in, took it up, close to 16,000 meals we're getting to.
Wow.
So appreciate that. I'm going to shout out, we'll shout out Jesse, Victoria, Bartek, Fork's a name.
Fork?
Jillian, Nicole, Crilly checked in. And I want to read something from Mary Kate. She just put in $25. And these moments are the ones that really hit me and really accentuate what God Bless the Gravy is all about. She says, my family has spent a long time in hospitals because my son's rare lung disease, and we have depended on the kindness of friends, family, and strangers. I try to make sure we give back whenever we can and try to express the gratitude we feel every day for the support and kindness we received in some of the hardest moments of our lives. And so Mary Kate donated $25, which is 75 meals for God Bless the Gravy, because they take $1 and make it 3 meals. I'm sorry you went through that, Mary Kate.
Right.
Sorry you went through it, but boy, what a great way to pay it forward.
Absolutely. I mean, think about how life-changing. I mean, you should feel amazing right now. 75 meals. Think about a family, how life-changing that is for an entire family, especially around this time of year.
And we've been over to the facility at the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Those people are angels. They're saints at what they do. A lot of them are volunteers putting it all together to hit 700 food banks in the area. So when we're out in St. Charles, it helps out in St. Charles. It doesn't just help Chicago, the city proper. So
trust me, if you can hear us, it's helping your community.
Damn right. Damn right. John Mulaney, we're going to help you now for being so generous. We're going to have these tickets on site at Alexander's this Friday, 6 to 10. But right now, on the air, 312-591-8300. Tickets for John Mulaney at Wrigley Field. The first comedian ever to play Wrigley Field, and great that he's from Chicago. So call now, 312-591-8300 for the tickets.
A couple of years ago, I saw this movie called Public Enemies with Johnny Depp. It was about old bank robbers and stuff. Here's how easy it was to get away with bank robbery back in the 30s. As long as you weren't still there when the police arrived, you had a 99% chance of getting away with it. To the point that, those old bank robbers, they take credit for the bank robberies. They come running out of there and they're like, ha ha ha! And if anyone asks you, tell them it was Golden Joe and the Suggins gang. And then they, shoot Suggins into the side of the wall. It's what, were bullets free back then? And they don't even disguise themselves. They dress up for the bank robbery. They're rolling in there in big suits and hats like they're going to church in Atlanta. They make a day of it.
John Mulaney at Wrigley Field. You'll be there. Again, we'll have tickets on site at the broadcast Friday at Alexander's, but there's yours right there at 312-591-8300 from Brian and Kenzie.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for Head to Headlines, where you decide the content of the show based on the headline alone. We do it every week. If you're new to the show, hundreds of hilarious headlines all week. And by Wednesday, we narrow it down to 2 to make it easy for you. You have to choose headline 1 or headline 2 by texting in which story you want to hear us break down. This is where you completely control the content. Now, remember, we'll never, ever talk about the other story again. We get it scrubbed from the internet. We have friends at Google. It's gone. You will never be able to look it up later. So that's why you got to choose wisely. So I'll also make a little warning. There's a trigger warning on these headlines today. They're kind of a little rough. Some rough headlines, a little violence in here. If you're not, it's not your thing, you know, like Pulp Fiction.
It's not your thing. Now everybody's gonna feel guilty who does listen. Like, well, not my thing.
No. I mean, violence is bad, okay? But these headlines, certainly both of them are a little bit violent. Here we go. Headline number 1. Woman doesn't mean it's not funny, by the way. You can laugh at it. It's all right. Woman buys knives, stabs another woman for taking too long in the checkout line. Police say.
Before buying them, you can't do that.
So she.
Very inappropriate.
You got to wash the knives first before you stab somebody
Well,
with
no,
them?
you have to own them. You can't just be using a knife you didn't buy.
Well, she did buy it. It says woman buys knives, then stabbed another woman for taking too long in the checkout line. So I think she bought it maybe at another counter. Well, I don't know if she did. Maybe she was just in line, or maybe she bought another counter, then came over.
She doubled back after she finally got to checkout.
Well, went over to Express or something and said, I waited too long. I need a knife. Went and bought one in the Express line.
On second thought, I will stab you.
Yeah. On my way out.
Sounded like a duel like in the 1800s. On second thought, I will stab you. All right, that's headline number 1, but don't text in yet. Wait for headline number 2, which is McDonald's worker shoots customer in neck during McMess over wait time. Florida sheriff says.
Well, a lot of people not happy about waiting, do they?
No, everybody does need to chill the F out. Like, it's like, waiting a little bit, it does suck, but it's okay. You've got your phone in front of you. You can do a lot of things waiting.
I know, waiting now is so different than it used to be.
I used to wait for concert tickets in line at Sears when you had to go buy them in person, by the way.
I used to read, like, billboards. Do you remember that?
Yes.
You would read parking signs, billboards. You'd be like, it's this weather, that's where that kind of stuff came from.
And it's not related to waiting, but do you remember reading the back of the cereal box?
Yes.
You're just sitting there like, I'm just killing time.
Sitting there
read that
eating
thing.
breakfast. Like, what are you going to do? That's why they used to play games on cereal boxes. Remember that?
Oh, that was the best.
Be like a maze or something. Because what the hell were you supposed to do?
Well, there was a point in time where you would get done reading something, and you're like, well, that's the only thing that I have to read. I might as well read it. Like, you would read a magazine twice.
I love that.
Yeah, find more details.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Look at the pictures again.
There's magazines. There's certain issues of magazines I have memorized because it was the only magazine I'd buy for 6 months.
The point is, there's no excuse to be this angry waiting anymore.
Yeah, so everybody's
There is so much to do.
So therefore, how I started that conversation, chill the F out. It's okay to wait a little bit.
Shop. I have bought coats while waiting in line. It's unbelievable what you can do now.
Well, that's pretty dangerous to the credit situation.
Oh, trust me. I know.
So again, we'll give them to you one more time real quick, and then you decide by texting in headline 1 or headline 2 to 312-591-8300. Headline 1. Woman buys knives, stabs another woman for taking too long in the checkout line, police say. I'm sorry, it's not funny. But it is. And headline 2. McDonald's worker shoots customer in neck during McMess over wait time, Florida sheriff says.
Well, now you got a new McMess, too. Double.
And I wonder if the Florida sheriff, we'll find out if that's the one that's chosen, but if he said that, really. Like, it's a McMess over here. We need some help. We'll give you the results and break down the story you choose after the All-American Rejects. Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Head to headlines. We've narrowed it down to 2 of the funniest headlines of the week, and you decide. We'll get to the results in a second, but first let's remind you what the headlines were. 2 funniest headlines of the week. Headline number 1. Woman buys knives, stabs another woman for taking too long in the checkout line, police say. And headline number 2 was...
What?
Sorry, my computer scrolled on me.
Did you forget it?
No. Okay.
Did your computer crash?
Oh, my God. Should we resuscitate?
You know how when you move your mouse and it just goes like brrr to the bottom? I'm like, hey, what the hell?
I don't know.
Well, it did it.
That's never happened to me before.
I'll show you what happens sometime.
Well, Brian knows all too well. Call him Taylor Swift.
Headline number 2 was, McDonald's worker shoots customer in neck during McMess over wait time, Florida sheriff says. So both these were like police said, and the second one had Florida in it. That might have made people edge the voting. They wanted to hear a Florida story, and that's what it was. That was the winner. Very close margin. McDonald's worker shoots customer in neck during McMess over wait time, Florida sheriff says. So let's get to it. It's your content. We'll never talk about the woman who bought the knives in line. What happened? That's gone. It's already gone from Google. They
But
took it off.
keep it speedy today if you're in checkout.
Yeah. Or just chill the F out. It's okay.
No, speed up.
Yeah,
Speed up.
dude.
I think that's the safer option.
It is safer.
So here is the story. A Florida sheriff called an altercation involving a worker and 2 customers at a McDonald's in Polk County last weekend a McMess. Funny. After it left one of the men with a minor gunshot wound to the neck. Not funny, Not funny. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd explained in a video posted to social media that a McDonald's in the area had become inundated with online orders after several events in the area that let out early on Sunday morning at the same time. And those, the orders going in from everybody wanting their food delivered, and it kind of held up things a little bit.
Can I just say real quick that there is not a more sheriff name than Grady Judd.
Grady Judd.
They were setting that kid up to be a sheriff from the moment he was born.
Well,
In like an old Western movie, too.
He's not a vet. He's not a school counselor. That guy is a sheriff.
well, let me vet the name to make sure. So you're going in for brain surgery.
Okay.
You're sitting on the table, and they go, here's your brain surgeon, Grady Judd. How do you react?
I don't think it's my brain surgeon.
Ugh. Nope.
I know who I want to be my doctor in certain situations. And that's not it.
What's a good name that comes to your head there for a doctor instead of Grady Judd that's going to work on your brain?
Let me tell you something. Anybody Indian is the smartest person in the entire world.
I want a name with a lot of syllables,
Yeah.
not Grady Judd.
I don't want to be able to pronounce that bitch because they know exactly what they're doing, and kudos, man.
So Polk County Sheriff, also a brain surgeon, Grady Judd, explained in the video what happened. He said the worker, a man named Juan Soto, who's 21 years old, politely told Nicholas Jones, 18 years old, and Peter Story, 20 years old, who had pulled up to the drive-thru, hey, sorry, guys, we're way behind. Our online orders are overwhelming us. That's great to hear. I don't mind waiting if you give me an explanation or what's going on. That's why they're great over there. And that's a 21-year-old kid who's being very polite to some other ones. That doesn't happen very often.
And can I say, there's nothing more vulnerable than sitting at the takeout microphone and nobody's saying anything to you.
Oh, my God.
You're like, is it open? Is it closed? Is the microphone broken? Am I holding up the light? You people are waiting because they think you have this huge order. You're like, it's not me.
Yep.
I hate when no one will talk to me. And you do the, hello?
Yeah.
Hey, no pressure. Someone's here. I don't know if the sensor's going on. It is such a weird, vulnerable position to be in.
And that's what these guys were in. But they didn't. But they weren't in that because they got a message saying politely, hey, man, we're backed up a little bit. Just chill out a little bit. We'll be good. And he even said it nicer than I would have said it. So he said after Soto told the 2 men that the store couldn't take care of their order, they allegedly started threatening him. Now, that's not cool. That's not cool. They said, we're going to hang out here, they allegedly said. When you get off, we're going to beat you up.
That sucks.
I mean, can't you just go...
Oh, my God. Now you have to work for hours knowing you're going to get your ass kicked.
That really sucks.
Yeah, you just mentioned the bad feeling in the line. Imagine your shift doesn't end for 6 hours and you see the guys outside slapping their fists together. You know, that old thing where you open one hands open and the fist in the other.
They could have driven to another McDonald's by that time and just gotten their food.
Very quickly, by the way. I'm sure there was one about 1.7 miles away if you just go to your Google Maps.
That's what I mean versus waiting to hit this. Aren't they hungry? Go get your food.
I think they'd be very hungry. They took offense to it somehow. And they threatened to attack the man who just told them we're busy and can't take orders. And they did because the manager told him to. They threatened it with violence. Not cool. Soto then told the man that he didn't get off work till 4 a.m. So you guys can hang out and beat me up.
Tells them?
Yeah, you can beat me
Not
up.
great survival instincts.
You're going to be here a while if you can beat me up. You're probably going to run out of gas if your car's just running and idle while you wait for me. And then
I get off at 4. I come out the back door. I drive the blue Toyota. If you want to say, what is he doing?
And also, he went back to work. This guy's a rock. He told him politely what was going on. You want to beat me up? Fine. I'll be here till 4 a.m. And he went back to work like nothing. That's a good guy.
I guess.
Well, we'll see what happens here. And then the Sheriff Grady Judd said, what do these goober schmoozers do?
Do you want to try this?
That's what it says, goober smoochers. Goober schmoozers.
Smoochers? Smooch like kiss? Smoochers?
Because he added that both the guys then entered the restaurant. They didn't want to wait till 4 a.m. to
I'm
beat him
asking you a
up.
question. I feel like you can't hear me.
No, I can hear you.
Is it smooch?
Yeah.
So say it again. What did the sheriff say?
Goober smoochers.
It's a goober smoocher?
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. He called them goober smoochers. Smoochers.
Why can't you say that?
You really can't say. I'm asking. Is that the word? Case you printed it out. Is it
I've got the story in front of me. What did the sheriff say, Brian?
He said, what do these goober smoochers do?
I like how I was trying to clarify and you started reading other lines. I'm like, is my microphone on?
Goober smoochers.
Yes. What do these goober smoochers do?
What is that? What's a goober smoocher?
It's like a synonym for a knucklehead.
Goober smoocher?
I know what you're saying.
Knucklehead's so much easier to say.
To some people.
Well, smooch is to kiss. Like a smoocher means they're kissing.
Right, so they wouldn't be that. They're violent. Goober smoocher.
What? That's true.
Anyway, they went in the store and they continued to threaten. They went to the McDonald's. They're having a McArgument in the McDonald's over McHamburgers or lack of McHamburgers.
Fun.
The sheriff said. He's a fun guy.
No,
This
he's
guy's
great.
not a brain surgeon. He said either Story or Jones allegedly said they had a switch, a 30 clip, and Soda replied that he also had a gun.
Oh, wow. So the guy at the McDonald's had a gun.
He said, I also have a weapon.
Would you like to duel?
That's why he said I get off at 4, bitch.
Yeah. We settled this at dawn. The manager of McDonald's told Story and Jones to leave because they were trespassing, but Jones claimed that only law enforcement can declare he's trespassing, which Judd clarified isn't the case. The manager of McDonald's can say that. You're trespassing. As the two men tried to grab Soto's gun, that's the worker, he pulled the trigger by accident and shot Story in the neck.
Ow.
Yeah, that's
a tough spot to get shot.
That was actual audio if you're going to hit. Ow.
One of my least favorite places to get shot.
Yep. They say it's a blessing that it was a very minor wound, but you know what? When you start shooting McGuns, you'll get people's attention, and they let you McHave the restaurant, and that's what they did, Judd said.
This guy.
This sheriff's having a blast with this story, this shooting.
I don't know if there's somebody in an ambulance behind him, and he's like giggling and making all these puns.
So Story and Jones were charged with trespass after warning and disorderly conduct. They created a well-founded fear in him and the store manager. He said, it was just a McMess. But we'll sort it out because we're McGood at investigating McCrime.
Boo.
Don't you dare boo him. How dare you?
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.